Dr. G, where I have an opportunity to sit down and have a chat with a few amazing people, or let me say all amazing people. Today is no different. We have with us Miss Brianna. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you? Thank you for having me here.
I am good. I'm good. So tell all of our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Brianna. As she said, I am 27 years old. I am a single mother. I have took on the journey of becoming a full-time entrepreneur, and I am a victim of, or I should say, a victor of narcissistic abuse from my mother, and I even had a child with a narcissist. So my journey has been fighting off narcissists, fighting off the control and manipulation. So now I am starting my journey of healing and hoping to help others as well.
Okay. So I always ask everybody here on the platform,
Mhm.
what are they unapologetic about? So what are you unapologetic about in this moment?
I am unapologetic about being me and knowing who I am and just enjoying the freedom, the healing, the wholeness. I am unapologetic about my pink hair. I'm unapologetic about just who Brianna is. That's yeah.
Okay. So you said that you have a background of having relationships, especially parental relationships of
Mhm.
people with narcissism. Has that contributed to now why you feel unapologetic to just be yourself and live in your authentic truth?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're raised under a narcissist, there's a lot of control and you can't be your own person. A lot of who they want you to be is installed at a really young age. Like you're molded and groomed to be a yes woman and, not having boundaries, not having standards, and even having a hard time saying no. So now that I'm mature, I'm an adult, it's like, I had the freedom to do that without anyone correcting me or telling me how they feel or how I shouldn't or, why my boundaries are the way they are. So it's just a sense of freedom. And when you're been with a narcissist for so long, you even have a hard time making decisions. Like it's that is that deep in your mind that you can't make decisions unless you run and by this person. So I'm enjoying the freedom.
So at one time you're saying that you had a hard time, making decisions for yourself.
Mhm.
What is it like now for you, if you can detail a little bit, when you are now making those decisions for yourself? What is that feeling that you're going through? Is there any residual feelings of apprehension as you are making decisions for your life?
Yeah, absolutely. I think hard decisions, when to make hard decisions, I still have to figure out like, okay, what would be the best option for me, and not only me, but my daughter as well. And she's only 4, so I have to make decisions for myself and her. So my thought process now making decisions, I lean heavily on my faith and my faith in God. So a lot of times I have to seek God for decisions. And I strongly believe that He has been guiding me and leading me in the direction that I need to go in. So now I'm making not only clear decisions, but decisions that are sound and not out of just, out of apprehensive or just because someone else is influencing me. But I know that trusting in God that He will lead me in the right direction. So I won't have to doubt Him for leading me into the pit or anything like that. So right now, when I make decisions, I usually try to take my time. I don't make hasty decisions. I don't make quick decisions. I really think about everything that I do, and trust that the result is going to be for the best.
Okay, so how was that transformation for you, and how long ago did this transformation take place?
Well, it wasn't that long ago. I can be honest. It wasn't that long ago because I'm gonna say I'm gonna say by like June or July, that's when I started really going to therapy. And when I started going to therapy, that's really when I seen a shift in my life, even in my mental. But it was maybe by like just a few months ago. maybe back in like January, February, I was really struggling, like anxiety attacks.
Mhm.
I couldn't, handle too much pressure or too much hard decisions, or if I feel like I was running behind on bills, or if things just became overwhelming for me, I would get in a really dark place. So when I started going to therapy, it allowed me to open up and allowed me to really evaluate myself, and it became easier for me to make decisions, and it made life easier for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, I mean, and you're almost being getting ready to celebrate 1 year. You
Mhm.
think about it, you say it's just a few months ago, but there's a lot of things that can transpire in the course of a year. How
Yeah.
has this shift, um, affected or impacted your daughter now? She's 4, and you're making all of these major shifts, especially going to therapy to deal with a
Mhm.
lot of things from and traumas from your past. How has that been with your daughter?
Well, with her, my daughter is, I wish you could meet her. She's a ball of energy. I mean, she has so much personality and so much life. So, prior to going to therapy, my patience was very thin with her, because I wanted to be alone all the time, very just depressed and didn't feel worthy of being a mom.
Mhm.
Now I'm, more time management. I noticed that my lack of time management and organization also affected my parenting, because I was trying to do all of these things at once, didn't have time for her. Then she's stressing me out because she's calling mommy, mommy, mommy every 5 minutes. So like the time management now that and she was home too during the pandemic, so it was like I didn't get a break. So now we learned to have like that comfortable distance between each other. She's in school, and I'm like working on my self healing. So now I'm able to like make time for her, and we can go out to the park. We can do fun things, and I'm not so like somebody wanted to call me. I wasn't so drowned with just trying to focus on my mental, like am I good enough? All that mental torment, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So then now that you are in a much better place, what are you hoping to achieve now, especially professionally, that you've opened these doors to work on you and change who you are and better yourself?
Well, you said professionally?
Professionally.
Well, I have taken, like I said, taken on the full-time entrepreneurship, and that has helped me to um really indulge in my creativity. I found a space where I can be creative. I could be who I am and be transparent with others. I was just actually, before we got on here, I was just talking on Clubhouse. So I'm on Clubhouse every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I actually created a platform that's safe for people to come and talk about narcissism. And a lot of people have dealt with this. This is not a new thing, and so many stories are being told, and now like I have even developed businesses under for my daughter, so that she can walk in wealth and things like that. So I'm thinking long term now. Before I can only think as far as my arm could reach, but now I have decluttered my mind. So now that even in my careers and different paths that I want to take, that I can make clear decisions and make decisions that's best for me and my daughter and for generations to come. So I'm not just thinking about the sorrow and the hurt that I've dealt with, but because been able to clean that out of me, I'm able to move forward and really dive into my purpose.
I love hearing all of that. So one
Yeah.
last question now. Although you have broken away from the narcissistic relationships,
Hmm.
you said that you have a child with one. How is that going to be? Because your child's still going to have visitation, or has
Hmm.
everything pulled away to protect your daughter? Because where you're healing, and then they're going back to that environment. either
Mhm.
with your mom who's a grandmother, and then your, the father of the child who's a parent. How are you going to work around that when it comes to your daughter's mental health?
Right. Well, co-parenting is, or I should say, the lack thereof. It's more like I'm doing all the work, and he's just, kind of just step in when he feels like it. But we did have a study schedule where she was going back and forth, and I did notice that the standards I had in my home were not being held over there. And I can't control his house. So it was very hard. Like when she would come home, she would act like she forgot all the rules. So I had to reinstall it again. And it's hard co-parenting with a narcissist because a lot of times they don't see what they're doing. They don't see how they can become better. They feel like they are better. They are the best. So a lot of times when I confront him about, hey, it could be, what did Madison eat, or something that, just a general question, and he'll get defensive or try to turn it on me as if I'm the one that's being the issue. And I'm like, dude, I'm just asking you a question. So now moving forward, we had to kind of distance things or not do things as frequently. So now we do things maybe like twice a week or twice every other week. Um, and having things being more monitored, supervised, because then there's the lying and deceitfulness that comes into being with a narcissist as well. So a lot of times they don't be honest about a lot of things. So when I would leave her with him, he would say one thing and then come to find out that wasn't the truth. So I had to deal with a lot, a lot of, just hard communication, and just being consistent and trying to be the upright parent, not coming out of character. That was my biggest issue, was not being that head rolling and all of that. I didn't want to do all that. But being with them or dealing with them would really bring that out of you, and you're like, who is this person? This is not me. I am not this monster. But they will make you become that monster and push those buttons so they can say, oh, see, I told you she was crazy. I told you she had an issue, but it's really not me. Like, I'm not crazy. I promise you. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
my journey with that.
Is your daughter in therapy?
No, she is not in therapy. I thought about having her in therapy, just so that with the back and forth, that, just in case it's doing anything, emotional for her. But as of right now, I have her on a pretty consistent pattern on, her life is just consistent. Even if her dad's not really around, she gets up, she goes to school, she comes home. She's Her behavior has and you know, inc- what's the word I'm looking for?
Improved.
Improved, yes. I was going to say
Okay.
increased, but improved, yes. Her behavior has improved tremendously, because at one point she was having a hard time with listening and just being obedient. So now, with prayer and my daughter, she loves church, she loves prayer, she loves all of those things. So I try to incorporate that through our daily life so that she can. Just have a peace of mind and just be a kid. I don't want to
Okay.
bring any type of drama, with her. I just try to like keep her peaceful home. Yeah.
Okay. So where can everybody connect with you at?
So I have a website called www.womenofdivinity.com. You can follow me on Instagram as well at Women of Divinity, and Facebook. You can follow me at Brianna Anise, Aniece. Yeah. And yeah, that's it. Oh, Clubhouse. I'm sorry, Clubhouse. You can follow me on Clubhouse at Bri Anise.
Okay, well, we thank you so much for coming by and sharing your
Thank you.
transparent and honest story. You know what? We definitely hope here that you continue to heal and grow in a good space. And you all, that everybody else, tune in and stay tuned for the next Unapologetic with Dr. G. And this was your unapologetic moment.